There is a man behind that wall. 2 minutes ago he was screaming, banging, begging you to stop. Now, he is silent. Your finger is resting on a switch marked 435 volts, and the calm voice beside you says, "Please continue." You want to believe you would never press it. You are wrong. You are not a monster. You are something far more dangerous. You are normal. Let us go back exactly 1 hour. The year is 1961, a small newspaper ad, a memory experiment. 1 hour, $4.50. Easy money. You circle it. That circle is the last free choice you will make today. At the laboratory, a man in a gray coat shakes your hand. Calm eyes, a clipboard, a kind of man who has never been wrong in his life. The other volunteer is a friendly, round man with a warm laugh. He mentions, almost apologizing, a small heart condition. You like him. That will matter later. 2 folded slips, teacher or learner. Yours says teacher. You feel relieved, and you do not ask yourself why. You do not know that both slips said teacher. You were always going to be the one holding the dial. He is strapped into a chair in the next room, wires on his wrists, a wall between you. In front of you, the machine, 30 switches. The first says 15 volts. They climb, 75, 150, 300, and at the very end, past the word danger, 450, marked only X, X, X. The rule is simple. He answers wrong, you press the next switch. Someone else's idea. Remember that feeling. He gets one wrong. You press the first switch. 15 volts. Nothing. A buzz. You almost laugh. And a small voice in your head says, "It is just a tickle." More wrong answers. 45, 60, 75. Through the wall, a grunt. The voice in your head says, "He agreed to this. He signed the same form you did." You continue. 120 volts. He shouts that it is starting to really hurt. The voice in your head says, "The man in the gray coat knows what he is doing. This is a famous laboratory. They would never allow real harm." 150 volts, and the shouting becomes begging. "Let me out. I told you about my heart. I do not want to do this anymore." Your finger stops in the air. You turn to the gray coat. He does not even look up from his clipboard. "Please continue." And here is the terrible magic of those 2 words. They are not an order. Orders can be refused. This is just the next small step. You press. 180, 210, 240. Every switch, the screams get louder. Your hands are sweating. You laugh once, a strange, broken laugh you have never heard yourself make. You say, out loud, "I do not think we should go on." The gray coat says, "The experiment requires that you continue." And the voice in your head finds its best excuse yet. "I am not doing this. I am only following the procedure. If anything goes wrong, it is his experiment, not mine." You press. 300 volts. He is not forming words anymore. He is pounding on the wall. Press. The pounding stops. You call his name into the microphone. Nothing. You tell the gray coat something is wrong in there. He says, without a flicker, "An unanswered question counts as a wrong answer. It is absolutely essential that you continue." And now you are back where this story began. Finger on 435, a silent wall, a polite voice. You already know what you do next. Press. 450, X, X, X. 3 times. The gray coat finally says the experiment is over, and the door opens. The friendly man walks out, on his own legs, smiling, completely unharmed. He is an actor. The screams were a tape recording. The wires were props. Not 1 volt was ever real. The machine was never measuring his memory. It was measuring you. And before you say, "I would have stopped," listen to this. Out of every 100 ordinary people who sat in your chair, 65 pressed every switch, all the way to the end. Teachers, nurses, engineers, people who trembled, people who cried while pressing, people exactly like you. Not one of them was forced. The gray coat was only ever allowed 4 sentences. Please continue. The experiment requires that you continue. It is absolutely essential that you continue. You have no other choice. You must go on. And the strangest discovery of that entire evening, the last sentence failed. The moment people were told they had no choice, they suddenly remembered they had one. They stood up. They refused. Force woke people up. Politeness kept them pressing. Because there was one question almost everyone asked, somewhere between the screams. If something happens to him, who is responsible? And the gray coat always gave the same quiet answer. I am responsible. That was the whole trick. The moment responsibility left your shoulders, the switch weighed nothing at all. You were not choosing anymore. You were only continuing. The man in the gray coat is still with you. He just changed clothes. Some days he is a uniform, a badge, a boss, a rule on a screen that says proceed. He never shouts. He never threatens. He asks, politely, one small step at a time. So the next time a calm voice tells you that you must continue, listen for the man behind the wall and ask, out loud, the question that breaks the spell. If this goes wrong, who is responsible? Because if the answer is not you, your finger is already on the switch.